morning. This is Recreational Knitting. My name is Karen. This is just a short, brief update. Thank you to all who voted on what projects I need to work on this week. I appreciate your helping me figure this out. I'm a little overwhelmed with some whips, and you're going to help me get through them. The voting. Yes, the voting looks like it went to the socks that I needed to do. Rainbows for Kaylan, couldn't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And the Juntu light cardigan. So I wanted to show you my progress just from yesterday. Not a lot, busy day, but I did get some done. This is the cardigan that you voted for. And I'm glad that you picked this, even though I'm really not. We're still a little warm in Florida. This is going to be a warmer week than it was last week. So just wanted to let you know that that's how much I got on one sleeve before my yarn ran out. And then I went to working on the body. And it doesn't look like much, but there are a lot of stitches on this. So there's where I was, my little flip-flops. And what is that, about 1.5 inches? So yes, I did get some quality work done on this. This is going to take more than a week, but that's okay. You're helping me push ahead with this. So yes, this is the cardigan. It's made out of some Swedish wool, and I don't have any ball band that goes on it, but this was a lot larger yesterday morning, so I appreciate your help and input. So, making progress, all right? Then I got a lot of suggestions about the socks, and I appreciate it because I took one of the suggestions. One of the suggestions was just to do the foot on the in the pattern, just to do it in stockinette, which I probably would have done anyway because I don't like patterns on my feet. And this does have an afterthought heel, which I went ahead and put in because math was going to be a little too hard for me Sunday morning. Just saying. But I made a little progress in those two. I was here. There's the afterthought heel, or what will be the afterthought heel. So yeah, so I've made a little progress on that. So that's the front of the sock. And this is Rainbows for Kaylan. And this is progress. 1 day down. Yes. If I didn't say, this is Monday, October the 20th. So hopefully by this time next week, I'll have at least one finished sock and maybe the second. So I'll keep you updated each day. Thanks. Knit in peace. Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, October the 22nd, and I'm 3 days into my Let's Get Her Done knitting projects. You all voted on 2 different projects, my socks and my cardigan. Thank you for that. I have been working on them, although haven't gotten as much done as I had hoped. It's kind of been an odd week. Yeah, so let me show you where I'm at. The first is the Rainbows for Kaylan pattern. And I'll probably put a better picture up here, if I can remember that. And this is the progress. I can't remember where I was when I showed you on Monday, excuse me. But this is the foot. This is where the afterthought heel will go in. And so I'm making some decent progress. Still only the first sock. But yeah, so I'd like to get that done tonight, tomorrow, yeah, I'd like to get that and cast the other one on and get started on that. And then I'll put the heels in together. So yeah, progress. Thank you very much. Keeping that in my Simply Sock yarn bag. I'm only a witch without my yarn. Boy, isn't that the truth? Yeah, so this was some String Theory Colorworks yarn, local dyer to us here in Florida, and it is 75% Cordial. It's really lovely. So yeah, this is off my first 50 grams, and this is the second 50 grams. So yes, that's the progress of the first thing. And the second project that I'm doing is the cardigan, and I've made some progress on that as well. I finished a little bit of sleeve. This is where I was, and I finished out that skein. So, you know, a couple inches there on the sleeve. And on the body, I have progressed. Let's see if I can get this. You know, cardigans, they're all over the place. This is where I started, and this is where I've ended. And there's like 290 some stitches on here. So yeah, it's a lot of knitting. And particularly since yesterday, I really didn't knit on this at all. Because Tuesday is the day that I teach the Ranunculus course at my local yarn store. And I also go to knitting group that time. And I didn't want to take that because it required just enough of brain width, and I didn't have it. So yeah, I just took something round and round. So yes, that is number 2. And in the meantime, I'm still working on the last of the volunteer knitting for the niece and nephew. This is a cow that is with drops alpaca and Madeleine Tosh, and it's 1x1 ribbing, and then I twisted rib just to kind of make it a little more dense fabric, and then I'll end up with 1x1 rib up at the top. Yeah, so it does look twisted. Not sure I like it, but I'm not pulling it out. So yes, it will have to be, because it will likely be lost on the bus. Yeah, so anyway, so I've been knitting that as well. So those are the 3 things that I've been knitting on since Sunday morning. All right, I'll check back in tomorrow, hopefully. I have a doctor's appointment and then a hair appointment. So, you know, who knows? All right, see ya. Hi, it's Thursday, October the 23rd, 2025, and I'm here just to report a little bit on my progress, or in this case, the lack thereof. Didn't make a whole lot of progress on my socks, and I haven't touched my cardigan. Now, it's only 6:30 in that neighborhood, and so I'm hoping that tonight I'll be able to sit and do some real serious work on my cardigan. Yeah, it's I had 2 appointments today, a doctor's appointment, and you know how you take your knitting and kind of hope that you'll get, you know, 15 minutes to do that. Yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, they called me right in, and yeah, how dare they? Anywho, yeah, so I didn't get much knitting done there. And in between the doctors and the haircut, I went to the yarn store and finished, well, almost finished, and then I came home and finished one of the grandniece's cows. So I'll show you that in a second. Why don't I just show you that right now? Okay. This is made with Mad Tosh Vintage Light and I paired it with some drops, alpaca, silk alpaca. Yeah, it's the fuzzy stuff. But yeah, I think it turned out very nice. It kind of has that brioche look. It's a twisted rib. It wasn't supposed to be that, but that's how I turned it into it. And I added the alpaca for warmth. I thought, well, you know, even if they're out there with a sweatshirt, you know, they can put this over their sweatshirt and, you know, still feel kind of cozy. And the good news is that, you know, in extreme weather, you know, you can do one of these if you want to. But yeah, so that's finished. I will block that this evening, start to block it. And then all I have left is the thumbs, and then I'll be finished. So yeah, that'll be fun. Those of you that are new here, yeah, that is for a grandniece and grandnephew, and I was volunteered to knit for them, and it's developed into a whole big thing. But yeah, so they live in about an hour outside of Boston, maybe less than that, and so they need warm clothes. All right, here comes the progress, or not great progress. This is the sock pattern Rainbows for Kaylan, and they're supposed to have the pattern on top of the foot. I hate that. It drives me absolutely bonkers, and I don't know who these are for. So I just decided to make them stockinette all the way down. I think yesterday when I popped in, I was here. So I've, you know, put, you know, a couple stripes on so far. So yeah, this is where I started on Sunday. So I've made okay progress. It's not been the best week for me. Tuesday was teaching day. Today was some appointments that kind of got in the way. Tomorrow, I don't know. We talked about doing some things, going to the beach maybe. So I don't know. We'll see. May not get a whole lot of this done, but we'll see. And the cardigan is exactly where I left it yesterday. Yeah. So those of you that haven't seen this, this is from a toothy wool. I don't know whether you can see that or not well, but it's beautiful. And it is toothy, and I look forward to wearing this. This is really lovely. And I've got this much left of, I think this is the 4th ball, and I have 2 more, I think maybe 2 more, maybe a third is in the closet. But I know 2 more are in the bag that I've already wound up. But yeah, I'll have plenty of wool to go through and finish that. So it's just a matter of finding time and the willingness to do it. I don't know whether, I'm sure that you've all felt that way, where you really want a project, you really want to finish it, but you don't want to knit on it. And that's kind of how I feel about both these projects. So thank you for making me work on them. Yeah, for some reason, I've been out of the sock mojo for a couple months now, and yeah, maybe that'll come back. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But right now, I'm struggling, and it's okay. Maybe I'll get this sock done today or tomorrow. It's living in my little bag. I'm only a witch without my yarn. How true is that for all of us? Yes, for me especially. So I'm going to leave you now, and hopefully I'll get some knitting done tonight. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Knit in peace. Good morning, my knitters. Today is Sunday, October the 26th, I believe. We're just a few days out from Halloween. The year is 2025. In case you're in a time warp, maybe I am. Don't know. Good morning. Coming to you from really humid Ormond Beach, Florida. My name is Karen, and this is Recreational Knitting. You guys gave me some good ideas last week and voted on 2 projects that you wanted me to work on this week. I did that, and I did some other things as well, but I did work on those. So I'm here to show you my progress. I've been doing some videos in between to show you what I've done on a particular day and why I haven't made as much progress as we initially thought I might. All right, here I am to show you one finished socks except for an afterthought heel. But it's done. All the knitting except for the heel is done. This is Kaylan's, this is Rainbows for Kaylan's, put it right here, pattern. And I like it. I don't like the toe that is called for, even though I like the look of it. I don't like the fit of it. And I had made this once before in a pattern and had totally forgotten about it. And when I started this, I go, wonder why I haven't done this toe before. And then I looked through my socks and saw a very neglected pair of shorties that I had done this on. And realized, yeah, I don't like the fit so much, but I'm gonna leave it. I think it's fine. I think it's very pretty. It looks very attractive. Yeah, so all but the afterthought heel, and I've actually started the second one. Not a lot to show, but I am into the design. Got the cuff done yesterday, and as well as this little piece of the design of the pattern. So, we're going to do this again this week. Yes, we are. Thank you for getting me motivated to do the Rainbows for Kaylan socks. Appreciate it. A lot of you voted for this scarf, and I was kind of hoping that would be the way it went, because I don't have the sock mojo at the present time, but I got one done. So thank you. All right, the other one that you voted for was the brown cardigan that I've been working on for a year and a half. Well, no, a little over a year. I think I cast it on last October. It's made out of a Swedish wool, and I cannot find a ball band. I know I have in my closet, I have one more skein of this that does have the ball band on it. It hasn't been wound yet. But I wanted to show you my progress. And of course, it's in the middle of the row where I've dropped a few stitches. Well, they've slid off my my needles. I've been working relatively hard. Oh no. I've never had this happen before, and I'm not terribly sure what I'm going to do, but my needle has broken. Like I said, I've been doing a lot of knitting this week. So I'm going to have to take those needles and find another one that I can use that is also a size 5. I think I have other ones in there, and find that tip. And let's show you what I've done this week. This is where I was when I started last Sunday. And I've done, gosh, what is that? Maybe 4 inches? But yeah, I'm going to pull this cord out and put this down very carefully. So yeah, this may get a little love here in a very short time. Yeah, if I can find a size 5 tip to put on that. That's a Chai-Gu wooden needle. I don't know whether they replace these or not, but it just now snapped. I don't know whether you can see that wood. I really like these wooden needles. They're not bamboo. Well, maybe they are. I think they are, now that I think about it. And I think it was Lidia that is not bamboo. They're hardwood. But yeah, so there goes that for a bit. So that'll take me, 20 minutes to find a needle, put it back on. Wish me luck. What else have I been up to this week? Well, I've been up to finishing a couple things. I finished a cow for the grandniece. This is a Malabrigo vintage Tosh. And I paired it with some drops alpaca silk to give it warmth because it was a superwash merino. So yeah, put around the neck, waiting for the bus, playing outside, doing all the things that kids do. This is for the 12-year-old girl, Aaliyah. I hope she likes it. So she is officially done because yesterday I put the thumbs on her fingerless mitts as well. They are in the other room blocking and still very wet because it's humid here. So it may take a few days to get those taken care of. And the other thing that I did was to put a really weird looking thumb on a pair of mittens. This is the tin can knit. And I don't know what happened here. I don't know. So I may rip that out. We'll see. The other thing that I keep thinking about is, just taking some yarn and whip stitching it. And yeah, but I've got one done and the other ones are picked up. So they're ready to rock and roll. And that's actually what I was going to work on this morning. But now it looks like a brown sweater needs attention first. So yeah. So that's what I've been working on. And excuse me. Allergies right now here are dreadful. Everybody is complaining about it. And I'm not sure if the hurricane in the Jamaica, Dominican, Haiti area is kicking anything up and throwing it our direction, but wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, everybody's complaining about them. Yeah, I went to the doctor the other day and even she was complaining about, the fact that everybody's coming in for, prescription allergy medicine because their over-the-counter stuff isn't working. So anyway, let's get back to talking about knitting. So I've also been working on, distraction. In June, I started a knit along, and I didn't tell you guys because shame. Starting yet another knit along. But yeah, it was supposed to be done in July, and of course, that never happened. But I started the Tolsta Tea by Rebecca Clow. I don't know if that's how you say her name or not. But I dug out the oldest yarn that I had in my stash. Those of you that have been knitting a while probably remember this brand. And this is 100% merino wool. It's fingering weight, 420 yards. You can't find this yarn. Well, you can find some of it on eBay, probably from people selling grandmother's stash, right? And this is in the color Wisteria. I have 3 skeins of it, so I have, plenty to do a t-shirt. And I'm actually going to see if I will have enough to make a long sleeve sweater. We'll see. But this is the Tolsta Tea. And this is how far I've gotten. And I had a little sock yarn left from something. But I had maybe 20 grams. It wasn't a mini, but it was from some other project a while back. And I just put a couple stripes in it just to give it some flavor. I thought it would be cute to wear with jeans. But yes, so I'm getting there where I split for sleeves. Excuse all the stuff. But I've done probably 2 inches. So I have a long ways to go. But those of you that have been with me a while know that the stockinette is my happy place, round and round and round and round. I guess I'm a process knitter, and that's what I love the best. So even though I like the products, I like the process better. What is that? Oh, I don't know. Just a little doodad tension. That shit'll block right out. Anyway, so yeah, I've tried it on. It fits wonderfully so far. So hopefully I'll be working on this as well in the next few months, even though I would like to have it be a long sleeved. It's okay if it's short sleeved, if I don't think I have enough yarn for it. There's no possible way for me to get more. And that's just the way it is. It'll be a short sleeve tee. I'll get lots and lots of wear over it. But this yarn is really amazing. I don't know whether you can see, but the twist, it's got a really high twist. There's no nylon in it. It is superwash, however, but that's okay. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. Very well written pattern for those of you that have never made one of her garments. This is the second, it's the first garment I've knit. I have bought another one of her patterns, and I can't remember what it is, but it's one of her newer releases, and it's got a thing down the side, some, not cabling, but design, like the raglan goes all the way down the side, which I really like. I think that's, just adding a little bit of an interest. But anyway, so I've also been working on that this week. Cheating, yes. But yeah, so I want to thank you. I've made pretty good progress on both of those projects. So I just want to thank you that you've helped me get a little bit over the hump, and hopefully I'll find a needle for my brown sweater so I can keep working on it. And I'll be in touch this week with the rest of my knitting, and I will see you again. Knit in peace.